Global warming is a term used to describe the rising of the Earth's internal temperature resulting from human activity. The Earth has naturally gone through periods of cooling and warming throughout all of history. This is evident in the different ice ages and droughts man has observed and studied throughout the ages. As shown here in this graph, the overall temperature of the Earth is rising overall, even though there are periods of cooling. This video shows the increasing temperature of the Earth really well.
In the last decade, the Earth's temperature rose roughly a third of a degree Fahrenheit. Since 1880, it's risen about 1.5 degrees. You might say the Earth's running a fever, and scientists predict it's going to get much worse.
Controversy over global warming arises around the issue of if human activity is actually accelerating the rate at which Earth's temperature will rise. Many say that our recent activities in factories and power plants are burning too many fossil fuels and releasing too many greenhouse gases. They also claim deforestation is decreasing the Earth's ability to eliminate these gases because there are less trees to turn carbon dioxide into oxygen. People also argue about the severity of consequences global warming may cause. To better understand these claims, it is important to know the science behind greenhouse gases and how they relate to global warming. Greenhouse gases include carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. These gases create an atmospheric shield that allow heat from the sun to enter, absorb into the ground, and reflect back into space. The atmospheric shield created by greenhouse gases doesn't allow this reflected heat to completely pass back through, but it sends some to Earth again. This process of allowing heat to enter but not leave is referred to as the greenhouse effect. It is beneficial to Earth's stability to some extent. However, many people claim that recent human activity, especially since the Industrial Revolution, has increased the amount of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere to a dangerously high level. This creates a thickening of Earth's atmospheric shield at an abnormal rate. Because of this, more heat is reflected back to Earth and Earth's temperature rises at an alarmingly fast rate. That is a claim made by many. This video explains the greenhouse effect and global warming in a great visual way.
Greenhouse gases, like carbon dioxide, trap heat in the atmosphere and keep the Earth warm. This is called the greenhouse effect. It all starts with sunlight, which is a form of energy. Land and water absorb most of the sunlight that reaches the Earth. The rest is reflected back to space. The Earth's surface warms up, then gives off energy in a different form, called infrared radiation. This energy travels back towards outer space. Greenhouse gases trap some of this energy in the atmosphere before it can escape, making the Earth warmer. How do you think extra greenhouse gases affect the amount of heat trapped in the Earth's atmosphere? You guessed it! Extra greenhouse gases trap more heat, which makes the whole planet warmer. And warmer temperatures lead to effects like changing rain and snow patterns, rising sea level, melting glaciers and ice sheets, and much more.
Another point of controversy regarding global warming is how severe consequences of this accelerated internal warming may be. A more extremist point of view is that global warming will cause mass extinction of species as they can't adapt fast enough to more desert-like conditions. They claim melting polar ice caps will rise sea levels and subsequently submerge coastal cities. Another claim made by extremists is that this sudden temperature change will cause unpredictable, violent storms and natural disasters. A more conservative suggestion of global warming consequences includes the theory that Earth will be able to adapt better than most people think. They think only a few species may go extinct and shorelines will rise only a few inches. Both of these viewpoints are expressed by those who believe human activity has an effect on the warming of the Earth. Another contradicting view is that people have no effect on Earth's temperature whatsoever. People with this belief acknowledge that Earth has always gone through periods of heating and cooling. They simply claim that Earth is in the middle of a natural heating period. They say that we have not been measuring Earth's temperature rates long enough to have any justifiable evidence of what normal rates might look like. This passive approach to global warming infuriates many global warming advocates because it suggests that humans don't have any need to change their actions. This is so upsetting to them because they constantly preach the need to reduce emissions in order to save the Earth. They promote things like carpooling, public transportation, recycling, and solar energy in order to curb greenhouse emissions back down. They tell us that if we don't put these things into practice, the Earth will eventually turn to the horrible consequences mentioned beforehand. Controversy over global warming continues to be a hot topic in politics, although it seems to have died down a bit recently. A final consensus of global warming and what its consequences may be has not and probably will not ever be reached. The final decision rests on the individual. Is global warming really an urgent issue to be addressed, or is it simply a hoax?
Me mind on fire, me soul on fire, feeling hot, hot, hot.